Hi, my name is Shawn Presock, and this is my story. So I was born and raised in Harrogate, always been in Philly, raised and baptized Catholic, but at that age, I didn't understand what was going on. In 1986, my father was taken from us. He was gunned down in the doorway of our home. From what I was told, this guy went to the house, tried to break in. There was an altercation with him and my father. Guy left. A few hours later, he came back, knocked on the door. My dad answered the door, and he shot him, point blank with a sawed-off shotgun. At the time of my father's passing, I was actually sleeping over a friend's house, but the house was behind my home, so I heard it. Just the amount of blood that was on the sidewalk in front of the house, it was something out of a movie that is just unbelievable. After my father's passing and my mother remarried, we didn't have a good relationship at all, me and my stepfather. So at 16, I had a major blow up with my stepfather. He was just verbally abusive to me, and it got to the point where I was like, enough is enough. So I decided to talk back, and he did not appreciate it. So he put me out of the house. Being homeless, I had to sleep in cars to stay warm because it was during the wintertime. I had to sneak in and out of friends' houses so their parents didn't see me, and I slept in their closets. It got so bad that I had to resort to selling drugs to eat. And then at some points, I actually did them just so I could stay awake because I had nowhere to sleep. Still mad at God, still angry, because again, if you didn't take my father when I was younger, he'd be protecting me right now, and he's not here to do that. I ran into a friend of mine that I grew up with. I haven't seen him in a while, and I asked him where he's been, and he told me about Job Corps. At that moment, that's when I was like, I had to make a decision. Do I want to stay in this path of, uncertainty, or do I want to try to change my future? Going to Job Corps definitely saved my life, because if I would have stayed on the path I was on, I would have either ended up in jail or dead. And I can bet money on that. So after I left Job Corps, I was 18, ran the streets, just sold drugs and made money here and there. And then at, I'd say 20, I got a job at Tommy Hilfiger, and I met my wife, Noki, there, and 25 years later, here we are. My wife was a medical assistant at Einstein Family Practice, and she was at work one day, and this gentleman walked in and started talking about Bethel, and she said, "Oh well, maybe we'll check it out." And come to find out, it was Pastor Steve. So we checked it out when the church was on Oxford Ave, and we've been at Bethel ever since. When I started attending Bethel, my life changed for the better in every aspect. I still had a lot of anger towards God, a lot of unanswered questions, but making the move to Bethel, it made me open my heart to God and to let him in and really understand that everything happens for a reason, and he has a plan. Because you see every week a change in somebody, and I'm proof of it.